As an entrepreneur, many of us are still stuck in an employee mindset. I want to share a little bit more about what I mean by this. So I remember when I first started my business, I came from corporate. I was used to the 9 to 5 grind. I was used to clocking in, clocking out, and being at my desk and productive from 9 till 5. I didn't allow distractions or interruptions or anything like that. So when I started my business, one of the biggest mistakes I made was I let the client make the rule, because I was used to my manager, my supervisor, making the rules. They told me, here's a deadline, you meet that deadline, and I would meet that deadline. Here's a list of tasks, I need them done today, I would do them today. All of a sudden the client came along and they'd be like, here's my deadline, and I'd be like, oh my goodness, how am I gonna make that work? Yet I would let the client tell me what those deadlines should be. And until I shifted my mindset and started saying, here's what I can do for you. I can't have that done tomorrow at 5, but I can have it to you Wednesday by noon or whatever it was. Until you start setting the ground rules for your clients and not letting them make the rules, you will still have an employee mindset and not a business entrepreneur mindset. The second mistake that I made is I looked at it as replacing the income from my corporate days. So what I was making in my corporate days was all I wanted to replace in my business. And when I hit that number, I was like, oh, okay, I've hit this number. I didn't think past that. I didn't realize, if I just make a few shifts, there really is no earning limit, but unlimited potential to what you can earn in your business. It all depends on how big you want to grow, but really the sky's the limit. So instead of having to deal with, I'm making X dollars this year and I might get a cost of living allowance raise next year, I could really set the limits. I could even set the limits when it came to pricing of my services. So today I might charge X dollars. I could decide tomorrow to charge more. I could then decide 2 months later I want to charge more then as well. So that was the second shift. I had to stop thinking about yearly cost of living allowance raises. If I added more services, if I added more value to what I was providing for my clients, really, there was unlimited potential to how much I could make in my business. Then the third thing that I needed to remember was that I really had flexibility. So when something came up in the middle of the day that I really wanted to do, like I remember I started my business when my children were small. If I wanted to go on a field trip with them, the reality was I could. I didn't have to ask anyone for time off, even when I wanted to take a vacation. Remember those days in corporate where you had to look at the calendar, and as long as someone without bigger seniority or greater seniority than you hadn't booked the week, I could go wherever I wanted, do whatever I wanted. I could even pick my office up because I was virtual and work anywhere. So I used to be able to go down to Florida and work from the pool. So until I started making those mindset changes from employee mindset to employer and entrepreneur mindset, there was limited potential to my business. Once I made that shift, the potential rose. So I want to hear from you. Did any of this resonate with you? Is there anything here where you're like, oh my goodness, I fall into that trap? I so allow the clients to make the rules, or I so think about, I just want to replace my income from my job, or you're thinking, yes, I do say, I'm available between 9 and 5 instead of having that flexibility. I'd love to hear from you. Or if there's something else that resonates with you where you're like, here's a mistake I make, I'd love to hear that too. So pop those in the comments below, and I look forward to continuing the conversation with you. Until next time, this is Yvonne. Bye for now.